You already know. Easy A in the building. Easy. I want to thank my Heavenly Father. I want to thank the archangels, the regular angels, my ancestors, my extended ancestors, all light beings, all divine beings, all high vibrational beings, all dimensions, portals, realms, parallel universes, etc., the all and all. Yeah, it's time to get real, people. It's time for everybody to wake up. This is not a game. This shit is all real. Illusion or not an illusion. It is real. We are all affected by it. We all know we are affected by it. In the good way and bad ways. Alright? This whole situation here is about rules. When you know the rules, you're able to play the game. Really play the game. So, my gift to y'all, or suggestion to y'all, is to start looking for the absolute rules in everything. You know, there's a saying, rules are made to be broken. That's in the earthly realm. That's the earthly, how you say, way of thinking. But only in the earth, the earthly realm, there are rules that can be broken. But when you're talking about absolute, eternal rules that governs all rules, that's like the God of all gods. He governs everything. And that's if you want to claim that there's other gods. With me, there's only one God, the divine God. He has many names, he has many faces. He is everything. He has many languages. She is everything. The entity, the spirit, is everything. It holds everything. It commands everything. It sustains everything. And this is real talk. Our job is to govern this realm like how God governs all realms. This is real talk. This is not a game. We all been lying to ourselves, knowingly and unknowingly. I could attest truly to that for myself, and if I'm doing it, I guarantee you, all of us is doing it. On this aspect of this is a divine rule, a rule that can't be broken, a rule that governs all, not some of us, not pick and choose. It governs all of us, even the earth angels, the seers, the you know, the supernatural ones that's here in this realm, which they really ain't supernatural. How can you be supernatural when all of us have these abilities? Jealousy should be one of the easiest demons to get rid of, for the simple fact that, and I truly tell you this, it ain't nothing that's here on this planet that somebody else has that you can't acquire. And we need to sit in the truth of that. I know you got a lot of y'all scoffing, laughing, rolling eyes, going through however they decide to receive this. But at the same time, your spirit knows it's true, your heart knows it's true, your conscience knows it's true. Yes, we was brought up in this dimension, this matrix, this illusion that's set up the way it's set up. You can say that we have an unfair advantage. And at the same time, that is also a lie. The reason why it's that is because, as we kids being groomed into this world, being trained to adapt for survival, knowingly and unknowingly. But we all have had moments in our lives where divine clarity has came through and whispered in your ear, gave you a divine thought that at the time when we heard it or thought of it, our spirit, our mind, and our heart jumped for joy. And in that same moment, with the realization, with, the whole knowing of certain shit that, will be given to us, we tend to agree with it. And as soon as we agree with it, we let it go. Because it's not, I'm not going to say it's not perceived in this reality, because if it wasn't perceived, I wouldn't be able to deliver what I'm delivering. And I'm not the first to deliver what I'm delivering. But at the same time, we have to be mindful of what's right and what's wrong. All of us know what's wrong. All of us know what is right. A lot of us that do what we do keep a close eye to what we keep a close eye to, what we allow to be, around us, involved with. Even if we ain't involved with it, we still involved with it because we deal with that person knowing that that individual is doing what he or she does that is absolute wrong. And because we want to call them friend, we don't want to hurt their feelings. We don't want to be our brothers or sister keeper, our fellow human brothers and sisters, and even, out of that. But your mind have to be expanded more off this worldly shit to understand the cosmic, the eternal cosmic, the eternal spark. We all pick and choose what we want to focus on, pick and choose what we accept and adapt to, which is a good trait. You have to have that trait. But at the same time, you got to have the opposite. That part that tells you, man, you fucking up. Man, you better watch that person. You know what they about. Ah, man, what you call it? That's my peoples. What you call it? They ain't doing that to me. What you call it? But and if I need them, they'll do that for me to somebody else. You know, it might be true, and also it's a lie. For the simple fact, I'm here to tell you, you don't need nobody to do something for you. Whatever they are capable of doing, you're capable of doing that too. There's really nobody under the sun that's better than anybody else. The only difference is the ones that believe in what they know and what they know to be true, to question everything, even question your Holy Father on what he's showing you or what you're experiencing, if you like it or not. Ask him or her or the entity or the spirit, what is he trying to teach? She trying to teach? What positivity we supposed to pick up from it, and what negativity that we need to see that was involved in it on both parts, you and theirs, and have a full understanding of what you experienced or what you are experiencing. There's a lot of things that we witness that other people are going through, or people that was connected in our lives in some type of way where they able, if you that type of person, or if they willing to share what they going through or what they experiencing, we could learn from their situation without actually going through it. It's easy for a person that never been on drugs or never had any type of addiction to look at a person that's suffering in that addiction and tell them that the road that they on is wrong, which I applaud them for that. I applaud anybody that's doing that, to whoever, not being nasty, but out of concern, out of respect, out of real care and love. point at a situation to hope to help that individual see something that they ain't seeing so they can avoid, you know, the the test. And it's not avoiding the test, it's in the test or going through the test and putting the right answers down because you know what all the wrong answers are. That's deep. Like a lot of us be murmuring and, talking against God because of these things. And he's not mad at us that we talking against him. He's mad at us that we talking against him, but yet we ain't talking to him and following his light that will give you clarity and the path that you need to be on to strive, to truly strive with no care in the world, no fear, no real consequence, even when you're going through consequences. It don't become something that you just going through or something that you just experiencing. It becomes understanding of what needs to be done. And what needs to be done is us taking responsibility for all of our situations that we in, for all the situations that we allow for us to be put in. And know that we ain't perfect, that everybody throughout the planet experience the same thing in different ways. We all gotta let go. We all gotta be broken to be rebuilt. From a child to the age, a lot of us are to this day. A lot of us been working off of our own understanding, our own, and not really our own, the collective belief of what life's supposed to be. But there's many different beliefs of what life's supposed to be. And all of our beliefs is that we're special and God loves us. But at the same time, when we going through our trials and tribulations, a lot of us curse him. A lot of us, go broken before him and ask why. Give us understanding, which that is the best thing to do. But I'm going to give you even one better. Before those trials and tribulations form, if you talking to him, her, it, spirit, on a constant, like how you talk to yourself, how we talk to ourselves. Every day, all day, all of us talk to ourselves. It might not be coming out verbally, but it definitely happens mentally. All of us question our actions, knowingly and unknowingly. should be talking to themselves all day if you're not doing that. The only one that know you best is truly you and your Heavenly Father. You should know your likes, you should know your dislikes. And if you stand here and want to say that you don't know none of these things, you're lying to yourself. The reason why I say this, say you never experienced nothing that you liked. Everything in your life been stuff that, you have a strong dislike for, strong discomfort for, a strong negative emotion for. I'd say you are experiencing that. But you don't know what you're going to say, you don't know what makes you happy. I want you to look at all the things that you say you don't like. That's not making you happy. That's, you know, bringing you down, making you lose yourself and be, I don't care type of emotion. And a lot of us is there where, we just don't care, or we just accepting what don't need to be, accepted. And whose fault is that? It's truly our fault for us to accept anything that we don't want to accept. So by knowing all the things that you don't want, all the things that you hate, all the things that bother you, you already know all the things that will make you happy. Because it's none of the things that you don't like. And vice versa. Say you in a life where everything you like is happening to you. You don't have no type of bad thing or nothing that you don't dislike. Look at that too and see where that's hurting you at. Because if you completely one-sided on any topic, situation, you lose. This is a rule, a major rule that can't be broken, eternal, divine rule that governs everything, that can't be broken. For you to know one, you have to know the other. Even if you never experienced it, because you know it's the complete opposite of what you experiencing. So either way, only thing you have to do is look within. If your world is completely bliss, which that's hard to believe, but it can be. Those same positives, even though you ain't living in that negative or that low vibration, you can imagine the opposite of what you experiencing. Same thing with, you going through hell, a constant hell. Think of the absolute opposite of what you experiencing and going through. And you will find, by you doing that, you will find the answers that you need to find or need to know and it will be the divine absolute laws to put you where you need to be. And that's truth, if you don't want to believe it or not. We here thinking with simple human minds because we trapped in this vessel and doing the matrix where the truth is truly concealed or hidden or put in plain sight, but made it to look like nothing, that it holds no weight, but it holds all the weight in the world. Like, as for instance, in the Bible, it says, treat everybody respect. Respect everybody that you entertain because you don't know who you were truly dealing with. You could be dealing with an angel, or you could be, dealing with a demon or a devil. We have a lot of devils that speak very well and mimic light very well, where we get caught up with them, believing that they light and they really darkness. Then you got the light that is light, protrudes it, excel at it. Somehow, in this illusion or this matrix, they are not seen as who they are. They are seen as the enemy. But the enemy, it seems like the comrade, your soldier in arms. This is why that statement in the Bible, or, the, the rationalism of that statement. Treat everybody as you treat yourself. Love yourself. Love your thy neighbor as you love yourself. Truly. Because if you're judging a book by its cover, especially with our weak senses, not the collective senses, but the focus one sense that don't have no understanding of everything else. It only understands its job. And if we're talking about the eyes only know what it sees. And that's a true statement. But when you're working with all your senses, and I mean your whole being, not just the senses that, smell, touch, taste, no. You're talking about everything that you made of, all at once. You can't be lied to because you're not lying to yourself. You're a pinpoint what don't sound right. You're a pinpoint, even if it do sound right, that something is wrong because you're not just listening with your ears. You're not just listening with your brain from the words that's being spoken. You're using all your senses. And if you're doing that, it will tell you something is wrong. Even if it sounds like sweet music to your ears. If your inner, your spirit, your consciousness, your brain says, be on alert. Something don't feel right. It's 100% right. But we not taught to do these things. We taught to irrationalize, makes excuse for using humbleness, using understanding, using love to keep us trapped in a situation that is no good for us, that is slowly killing us or fastly killing us. And everything that we neglect, we are dying slowly in those aspects. And by us not being aware and tending to everything, understanding everything, even when we don't understand everything. And how you do that is by understanding yourself, understanding your lack, not your lack, your weaknesses, your so-called weaknesses, and turn them into your strengths. And your strengths, turn your strengths into weaknesses, so your strength becomes stronger. Because if you know your strength, truly know your strength, you know how it could be used against you. We all experienced how many people we loved and got hurt on many occasions, but kept giving them a pass and loving to be hurt even more. And some of us to a point where being destroyed, even if you didn't lose your life, but you did lose your life because your life is not where you want to be. Your life is trapped, you would say. And it's not that they trapped you, it's that you allowed yourself to see yourself in a cage with the brokenness, with the hurt, when yes, it hurt you, yes, it affected you, but did you see the signs along the way before it got there? And a lot of times out of 10, a lot of us is caught up in the hurt. If you are hurt by anybody or any situation, I want you to look back on that relationship in its entirety, not just the part that is affecting you, but the whole relationship in entirety, and ask yourself, why are you doing that? What did I miss that led up to this, where I feel blindsided and distraught because of whatever situation that's been, presented. And as you do this, as you do that, I guarantee you, when you come out of that, you've seen so much more that you seen when it was happening, but you didn't see it in being. You seen it from whatever frame of mind you was in and whatever you perceived that you was going to get out this situation for enduring when you don't have to endure nothing. This is part of taking responsibility for ourselves. The more we take responsibility for our choices, our actions, and that's on how we handle, however we handle what we handle, whatever's coming to us, whatever situations we, put ourselves into, and whatever situations that just so happen to bring themselves or itself to you. The devil could come to you and say, "Yo, I need you to do such and such, such and such, such and such," and I'll give you such and such, such and such. It will be your choice to say, "Okay," or "Are you fucking crazy? Okay, get the fuck away from me." Once we have a realization of the true aspect of each and every choice we make, no matter how small, no matter how grand, it all works to something. I have learned that if it ain't working to my highest self, my highest standard, my highest belief, I don't want it in my life. So if it presents itself, I already know what I want. And whatever I want, the exact opposite of it is everything that I don't want. So if I see that I'm on the path that's not leading, or my choices is not leading to where I want to be at, or slowly changing in those choices to be where I want to be at, there's nobody to blame. You can't blame the devil. You can't blame your mom. You can't blame your sister. You can't blame your brother. You can't blame your father. The only person you can blame is you. And at the end of the day, that's all we deal with on a constant, even when we're around somebody. If you're around somebody and you're uncomfortable, or they're making you uncomfortable, if that's what you want to say, they really ain't making you uncomfortable. You just uncomfortable around that person. Ask yourself why. And when you find out why, the true reason why, you know to stay away from that individual. And it's not because of the individual. It's because you know what you want. You know where you stand, how you stand. And if you allow yourself to go through what you already feeling, it's only going to gain momentum, gain progress, gain strength, where it will make the battle just that much harder when you fully understand it's time to reverse or to get off that path. But I can tell you it gets easier the more you shed off layers, which, one thing at a time. Each time you shed off a layer, even if it ain't the next layer you're going to shed is not the same thing as the first one. Think of the first solution, put it into the situation that you're trying to change next, and see where that answer fit in with the answer for that one. Like I said, you could put everything you learn in any category, and it will give you massive enlightenment. And I mean massive enlightenment. Just that you gotta honor it, respect it, and not just hear it, speak it, but start being it. And no, it's not easy, but it do become easier once you start getting a rhythm of, okay, I got rid of this. Let me go to this one. Oh, I got rid of that. Let me go to this. Oh, and the more trust and understanding you have in that process of divine natural law, the easier each level gets. Not the harder, the easier. So I'm gonna give you, a little guideline. Work with the little things. They don't have to be the big, major, super things. Start with the small ones, the easy ones, the so-called easy ones. And the more little ones you start to break away from, the easier the hard ones, or ones that you would claim is hard. Don't start looking so hard. You started having victories from the small ones. And after you kill the small one, you had to go to, the next biggest one. You slayed that. You, then you go to the next biggest one. You slay that. And the more you keep on slaying, the easier it get. And you know that it will be effortless to a point, because you have understanding in the divine rule, divine law, universal of how to deconstruct and reconstruct oneself to their highest possibilities. And as you're doing these things, your surroundings start to change. Your finances start to change.